What's going on, everybody? I'm back with another video for my Omi homies, and we had quite a week in the Omi and Vivi community. A week of FUD, a week of wild speculation, a week of Andrei Jikh and drama, and to top it all off, we've got a market crash going on. So stick around. There is a lot to talk about. If you like the content and you are an Omi homie, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get into it. Welcome to the Real Housewives of the Viviverse. If you're like me, you spent about 4 hours last night watching that live stream with Randy Chavez interviewing Foster Hilt about the Andrei Jikh drama. It was just one of a few dramas this week. This week started with a bunch of FUD with, YouTuber Daniel Lee selling some of his tokens, people getting upset. Then the token dropping and people getting emotional and getting upset. And then the Andrei Jikh teaser getting everyone riled up and expecting things like Pokemon confirmed. And it all ended last night, culminated in a live stream, Randy Chavez playing the role of Maury Povich. So it was good stuff, but my takeaway is, always what can we learn from this week moving forward? So the drama is, it's interesting to watch play out and unfold, but in the end, I'm concerned about one thing, and that's my investment. All right, so we're going to talk about some of those things because it does relate to the overall project, and these things are all intertwined. Community is a big thing in crypto, and specifically in NFT plays like Omi, so I do think that it is relevant and something worth mentioning. Now, somehow, the market crash is the least interesting thing to happen, all right? But we're going to talk about that first. So pretty much the entire crypto market took a dump yesterday, and it wasn't just the crypto market, it was a stock market. Both markets down big for a couple of reasons. One being the Omicron strand of the coronavirus. That's that other Omi, not my homie. There's that. Then there's also the Fed hinting that they're going to start tapering soon, which will lead to higher interest rates. So there's a lot of fear in the market, and overnight there was a flash crash. Bitcoin breaking down below that $52,000 support line for the first time in some time, dropping all the way down to $45,000 in that flash crash. Rebounding now, it seems, at the time of this recording at $48,000. Cardano down at 139. Solana broke down below 200. So everything is down. Ethereum was down under 4,000. And Omi is back down to 0.005. Now, last week we saw Omi retest this level, and some people freaked out about it. It did rebound quite nicely, came back up to 0.0068, traded sideways a bit, and took a dump overnight along with the rest of the market. Now, if you're a long-term investor, these flash crashes, the day-to-day price action should not bother you at all right? Because I'm looking at the year 2025. I don't care about December 2021. This is going to be a small blip in the long graph line that we're going to be looking at in the future. So I like to take advantage of the volatility, and days like today, this is when I am personally buying, all right? A 10% drop in the crypto market is like a 1% drop in the stock market. A 20% drop is like a 2% drop in the stock market, all right? So it's not that big of a deal. Now, as I mentioned earlier, last week, the Omi token dropped down to that 0.005 level. Now, a lot of people started questioning their investment. They started questioning the team, and that is perfectly acceptable. You should question your investment. You should question your thesis every once in a while and see if it still holds up. But what I don't do is make long-term decisions based on short-term problems. So we all know that immutable is inevitable. We know that MTL is inevitable. We know that bigger new exchanges is inevitable. And so just because it's taking a little longer to get there and we're getting frustrated by it, doesn't mean that the thesis has changed, doesn't mean that the fundamentals of the project have changed. If anything, the fundamentals have only gotten stronger. Over 2 million downloads of the VV app, over 1 million active users, record revenue in November that shattered October's record revenue, an emerging and growing NFT space, a metaverse coming next year. The fundamentals are only getting stronger, and we will only see new brands and licenses announced. And so I don't make long-term decisions based on short-term things, okay? Delays. That stuff does not bother me at all. It just means that I have to be more patient. But remember that the stock market, the crypto market, is about transferring wealth from the impatient to the patient. All right, Warren Buffett said that. And so the short-term price dips don't bother me at all. I don't let my emotions get involved with my investments, okay? And that includes in both directions. When things are running up, I don't get euphoric. I don't chase price action as it's running up. And I don't let the FUD get to me when the price is dropping or even crashing, okay? As long as the fundamentals are still strong and my thesis remains what it was, I don't question my investment. I just let time do its thing and let the fundamentals play out, because in the end, the fundamentals will win out. And I also don't base my decisions on what other people are doing or get emotional about what other people are doing. So just because Randy Chavez has 100% of his net worth in the OMI token, that doesn't mean that that's what I should do. And just because Daniel Lee decided to sell 25% of his OMI tokens because he foresees a possibility of a bear market coming and he doesn't want to hold 100% through it, that doesn't mean that that's a bad decision or that that's what I have to do. That's just his decision, all right? And there's been a lot of drama in the community over things like this. And to me, they're kind of a waste of our time and energy. All right, but that was the slight drama before the real main event drama that Andrei Jikh brought at the end of the week. Now, there are a few lessons to be learned from that. And the first is we have a tendency to wildly speculate about everything in this community. All right, this is a very tight-knit community. It's a passionate community. At the same time, we have a tendency to over-speculate. And whenever we over-speculate, it's fun. It's fun to anticipate things that are going to happen. However, it could also set up false expectations, which in turn will lead to disappointment when what you expected to happen doesn't play out. So Andrei Jikh dropped a teaser video at the end of his last video, and people were watching it in slow motion. They were looking for the slightest clues, and they drew conclusions of what could happen, all right? And none of those things happened, all right? The one thing that no one expected to happen happened. Andrei Jikh said he was starting a Patreon alongside Foster Hilt, and this set off a ton of drama yesterday. Now, first and foremost, I ain't mad at Foster for creating his own paid Patreon and working alongside Andrei Jikh. It's a great opportunity for him, and he's taking advantage of it. All right, now, it was a really sloppy rollout and very bad optics. Foster has admitted that. He admitted it in the live stream. He admitted it afterwards on Twitter. If he could redo it, I'm sure that he would. Now, what it does look like, at least at first glance, my impression was that this was Andrei Jikh, a person who's been on the fringe of the community for so long, swooping in and now trying to monetize the community. During yesterday's live stream with Randy, Andrei proved why he's so good at what he does. All right, he's really, really intelligent. He articulates himself very well, and he was able to turn that conversation around. All right. So, credit to Andrei. This is why he has 2 million subs, and he's in the position that he's in. All right. He's really good at doing what he does. Now, whether or not, and all of that is true, and it's not just him trying to monetize the community. No one knows. Only Andrei knows. Foster knows. In the end, I really don't care. Okay. I care again about the investment, and I care about the long-term fundamentals of the project. This community is growing, and there are always going to be disagreements within it. The bottom line is everyone has a decision on who they follow, what channels they sub to, what Patreons they pay for. So if you don't like something, you can just keep it moving, keep scrolling, and just connect to the people that you do like. All right, that's my opinion on that. Now, will Andrei Jikh bring greater awareness to the OMI token? Will he help this project grow? Will he help the coin 2x and 3x? I don't think so. I think that the fundamentals of the project will do that over time, and they don't need a YouTuber to do that. And Andrei has spoken about the project on Millennial Money, touted the NFTs, talked about how he's buying them, made a video on OMI a couple weeks ago. It was strictly on OMI, and it didn't seem to do much at all. All right. Cryptos Are Us have mentioned, I think he had a paid sponsorship of Vivi and the OMI, the Komi project on his channel. He's got over 250,000 subs. Didn't do much. Okay, I think that the fundamentals of the project are what will determine how far the OMI token goes, not a YouTuber or an influencer. Those guys can just cause short-term price fluctuation, maybe. Now, my main takeaway from this, and it's one that leaves me more bullish, is how strong and passionate this community is. All right. And that's important. It can't be understated, because the foundation of a lot of crypto projects is community and creating a network effect. And I think that's especially true in the NFT space. The projects that will win out over the long run are the ones that have the strongest communities. And I don't know that there is a stronger community than the OMI community. And that the strength of that community will only continue to grow as time goes on, as more people get onboarded, and when they get more engaged through a platform like the Viviverse that is more immersive and gives them more ways to engage. All right, so those are my takes. A lot of drama for the week. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you like the content, make sure you hit the like button on your way out. It helps get this small channel out to more OMI homies. Consider subscribing to the channel. As always, I hope you have a boring weekend without any drama. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay safe. I will see you in the next video.